My name is Lisa Rosowsky, and this is my art against anti-Semitism. I'm a mixed media artist, which means I use different materials depending on the concept for each piece, but I think the through line for me is that I tend to use fabric in almost everything. I came to do this work many years ago because my father was one of the hidden children. He was born in France and he was put into hiding, but his parents were taken away and both of them died in Auschwitz. So after growing up not knowing that much about the Holocaust, I was moved to try to explore the story of my family, especially my lost grandparents, and decided to start seeing if I could make art about it. I was trained not as a fine artist, but as a designer. I really did think I wanted to try to make work about this story in my family. And so it wasn't until I was 35 that I actually began to make artwork. I do a lot of research. My work is very much research-based. It's actually the part of the artistic process to me that's the most important. And in some respects, one of the most satisfying things as well. So I had the benefit of a really solid education and where I learned good research skills. I love to read. And so a lot of the things that I read that really strike me, especially things related to anti-Semitism or bias or sort of hatred in general, are things that I store away. And then when I can't take it anymore, or I'm otherwise moved to make something out of it, I do. And then that's when I start doing a lot of research and reading and note-taking and things like that. It's huge. I mean, art is huge. It's in the course of history been the thing that has been able to affect change in society, because it's a little bit of a wedge to get under the door sometimes. Especially a lot of my work is quote unquote beautiful, and so the people will be attracted to its beauty, and then they'll be stung when they get closer by the meaning underneath it. And that's one way to kind of get a message down that could otherwise be a bitter pill for people. So I think art is one of the things we all respond to art, whether it's musical or visual or dance. We respond to it in a way that kind of short circuits our brain and it does an end run around our objections and our intellect in a way. And so I think it can be even more impactful for change than other forms of communication. My journey in the last maybe 8-10 years has been a little bit away from just Holocaust stories, because that was really where I began. But with everything that's happened in our country and abroad, I'm realizing that the seeds that were there that bloomed into the Holocaust, if you want to put it that way, are there now still, and in fact just as bad in some ways. So this is the time to call people's attention to it. And so that's what I've been doing the last decade or so. It's been working on more contemporary issues of bias and anti-Semitism and hate.